Hello, my name is Frank Eyhorn. I'm the CEO of Biovision Foundation in Switzerland. You find me in my garden near Zurich. I hope that if you listen to me for the next few minutes, you will think differently about food. What we eat and how we produce our food is shaping the face of our planet like no other human activity. It can turn diverse forests into monocultures and fertile plains into deserts. Food systems are a main driver for the loss of biodiversity, for the degeneration of our soils, pollution, depletion of our water resources. 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions originate from food systems, from farm to fork. Current food systems also have a major impact on our well-being and on our communities. Just realize 2 billion people are moderately or severely food insecure, means they do not have access to sufficient and healthy food. More than 3 billion people consume an imbalanced diet that is not good for them. They either eat the wrong things or simply too much. Not to forget that food system activities are a source of livelihood for billions of people who produce, process, prepare or sell food. And usually they are among the lowest income groups in societies, which in turn drives migration out from rural areas because food systems simply don't offer promising perspectives for young generations. Why is that so? What has gone wrong? After World War II, there was a main focus on increasing yields, producing cheap food for growing populations, to move labor from agriculture to industry and services. Applying the industrial logic in agriculture led to the so-called Green Revolution: monocropping instead of diversity, use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, industrial animal husbandry, and heavy mechanization. While initially this has been a hugely successful approach, today it's more than obvious that we created food systems that are not really fit for purpose. Just realize that. We use 40% of crop production for animal feed or for biofuels. We use 2 to 3 calories of fossil fuel to produce 1 calorie of food. This is highly inefficient. And we all know that we are wasting about 1/3 of the food we produce. Now, all these failures of the food system has enormous costs to society. In the end, we pay for food 4 times. First, at the cash counter. Secondly, when we pay taxes for agricultural subsidies and for repairing part of the damage. Thirdly, we pay for the health bill, which is caused by food-related health issues. And in addition, we are passing on a hefty bill to future generations. We simply can't afford this seemingly cheap food any longer. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, announced a food systems summit for this fall, inviting the international community to rethink and to redesign our food systems. Will the summit become a historic milestone, marking a paradigm shift, similar to the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro 30 years ago? Or will those who profit from the current system manage once again to perpetuate business as usual? Luckily, as we can see in the ongoing preparations of the summit, there seems to be broad consensus on what food systems in the future should deliver. We need healthy food accessible for all, produced in a way that preserves natural resources and biodiversity, that enables food producers to earn a decent living, that mitigates climate change and increases resilience. We need to end the conversion and degradation of natural ecosystems, reduce excessive use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, and of antibiotics in animal husbandry. We also need to adopt diets that are good for human health as well as for planetary health. So what food systems are needed in future? We need diversified systems that depend on natural processes and recycling of nutrients to build soil health and to regenerate natural resources. We need systems that enhance positive ecological interaction and synergy amongst plants, animals, soil and water. We need systems that co-create knowledge by including local and scientific innovation, and that connect producers and consumers through fair and short distribution networks. In short, we need systems that are designed along the principles of agroecology, as they are recently recognized by the Committee on World Food Security and the FAO. It may sound obvious, but can we really immediately shift global food systems to agroecology? In theory, yes, but in practice, this will take time. The good news is that millions of farmers already adopted agroecological practices, but there are hundreds of millions that are yet to follow. Therefore, we need both. We need scaling up agroecological systems and applying these principles in mainstream systems to make incremental steps. What we don't need is continued battles between proponents of mainstream systems and of agroecology. We simply don't have the time for this. But how do we get there, to the food system transformation that is so urgently needed? What kind of research and innovation do we need in future? What practices to subsidize and which ones to tax? How to trigger change in consumer behavior? And what type of business practices and investments are needed? I personally believe that the Food System Summit provides a unique opportunity to answer these and other key questions, and to give food system transformation the attention it deserves. It is also an opportunity to bring the different stakeholder groups from around the globe together to shape the future of our food systems. Let's seize this opportunity and use it wisely. And let's play our part, each single one of us. We all eat, every day, and most of us can vote, so we all can make a difference. Think about this the next time you eat.